Welcome back to another broadcast here on Real Sports Live. We're coming to you live from Brownsville Hanna High School as we are getting set for game number 3 here at Brownsville Hanna High School as we continue our coverage of the RGVCBA Coaches All-Star Game. We had the sub 6A girls squad earlier this morning. The West squad picked up that win 55-45. Then the East boys just picked up the win in the sub 6A. So now we're getting set for the girls 6A. And then on the flip side, we're going to have the boys 6A get things underway. We're going to have a couple of, I believe we're going to have a pregame ceremony here for the Hall of Fame induction is what I understand. They're going to have the coaches come out with their retirement. They're going to put their chairs on the floors, from what I understand is what the pregame deal is going to be before the Class 6A gets underway. So we're taking a peek at the girls 6A on the east side. While we're waiting, let's go ahead and meet the starting roster. Not the starting roster, but let's introduce the roster for the girls east side. Leading the way is Coach Rebecca Valdez of the Lady Falcons of Los Fresnos. She's going to be directing the ship for the East All-Stars. Yesemani Garcia representing Los Fresnos. Victoria Hernandez also representing Los Fresnos. Candice Garcia representing San Benito. Alyssa Flores also representing the Lady Greyhounds. And we have Alyssa Salas from Harlingen High. Sydney Portillo. Callie Cervantes. We have a Harlingen trio right there representing Coach Ashley Montevalles' program. Then we have Alexis Alvarez on her home court from Brownsville Hanna. Araceli Moreno from Westlaco High and Alondra Guzman from Brownsville Rivera, and that's representing the east side. Let's go over to the west side, and let's meet the roster there as Coach Randy Bocanegra, a longtime PSG North head basketball coach. Let's go ahead and meet their roster. Carolina Sanchez, a PSG North product. She'll be taking the court along with Angel Lozano of PSG North. Dylan Cantu over from Edinburgh Vela. Sarai Garza from Edinburgh North. Martha Orocio from PSG High. Ileana Martinez, also from PSG. And rounding out the trio from the Lady Bears is Norma Mendez. Haley Garza coming over from Mission High School. Daisha Tejerina from Edinburgh High. Cassandra Chavez from La Jolla High. And Andrea Molina from Edinburgh Vela. So we have a pair of Lady Sabercats in the mix. And a pretty star-studded lineup on both sides. And again, we're here pregame. We're waiting to see how we're going to get this underway. I think these coaches are trying to sort out what the pregame situation is. With that being said, we're going to step aside, take a quick break. You're watching Real Sports Live.
From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
This game is brought to you in part by the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the Concession Stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies.
Scholarship awards presentation. We would like the lights on for our scholarship.
We're underway with our pregame ceremony. They're going to be presenting a scholarship award, so we're handing it over to the PA announcement here pregame for the Class 6A Girls All-Star Game, East versus West.
Okay, there we go. This time we'd like to recognize our scholarship recipients. On behalf of the Rio Grande Valley Basketball Coaches Association, due to COVID, we were unable to do this last year, and we are so thankful to Brownsville ISD for opening their facility and giving us a venue today for our All-Star Game and our scholarship awards. Our first scholarship comes from our good friends at the Texas Music Festival. This young athlete receiving the scholarship comes to us from Rio Hondo High School. And our Texas Music Festival scholarship this year recipient is Ivan Juarez. Congratulations, Ivan. Texas Music Festival is responsible for the wonderful medals, all the plaques. They've been our friends for quite some time, offering scholarship monies in the past, and we want to continue into the future with them. We thank our friends from Texas Music Festival. Congratulations.
Ivan Juarez from Rio Hondo High School receiving a scholarship. It's always good to see he's down there with that's his head coach right there, Mike Alvarez. He joined us earlier on the broadcast. Head coach of the Rio Hondo Bobcats down there with board president Abel Moreno, Mando Perez, and Manny Epperson. And these are the pregame deals that we have traditionally between the small schools and the 6A schools.
Thank our good friends from South Texas Hoopster Basketball Academy for offering our next scholarship. This recipient comes to us from Donna High School. This year's South Texas Hoopster Basketball Academy scholarship recipient is Eddie Epperson from Donna.
That's a good moment right there for Coach Epperson and the Epperson family. Coach Manny Epperson getting to shake his son. Good father-son moment right there for the Eppersons.
Congratulations to Eddie and his proud father. What an honor to coach your son. Our next scholarship comes from our friends at the Rio Grande Valley Tasso Texas Association of Sports Officials. We asked them to come to the floor. Our recipient for the Texas Association of Sports Officials Scholarship comes from San Isidro High School, Karina Perez. Karina is not here. Can we take a photo with the Tasso, please? The next scholarship comes from the RGVCBA, and it is the founding president's scholarship. Could the family from Charles W. Cromer Jr. please come down? This year's RGVCBA Charles W. Cromer Jr. scholarship recipient comes from Brownsville Rivera High School, and she is Alondra Guzman. Congratulations, Alondra. Our next scholarship, if our friends from Outlaws Basketball Academy can please come down. Are they here, Outlaws? You're Outlaws. You sure are. The Outlaws Basketball Academy offering a scholarship to our recipient comes from us from Port Isabel High School. And it's Cole Pinkerton. Congratulations. Our next scholarship comes from our good friends at Copyright Digital Print Design. Cecilia is a photograph. She does an outstanding job with our program, beautiful program, year in, year out. Has been generous to the RGVCBA for many years. And this year's Copyright Digital Print Design Scholarship recipient comes to us from Mercedes High School, and it's Horacio Pequeño. Congratulations, Horacio. Our next scholarship comes from our friends at Triple Double Basketball Academy. Ernesto Silva, if you can please come down to give away your scholarship. Thank you very much, Ernesto, for your generosity. Once again, our Triple Double Basketball Academy scholarship recipient comes from us from Harlingen High School. It goes to Alyssa Salas. Congratulations, Alyssa. At this time, we would like to ask all of Greg Yates and the family for Greg Yates, please come to center court. It is my honor to do this, Coach Yates. The Rio Grande Valley Basketball Coaches Association President, board members, and association body would like to take a moment to honor one of its retired members. The RGVCBA would like to honor Coach Greg Yates for his dedication to coaching and education. Coach Yates graduated from Harlingen High School in 1981 and played for legendary coach Carl Owens, where he received first team All-District, first team All-Valley honors. He played in college for legendary coach Larry Gibson, graduating from Southwest Texas State University. He married his lovely wife Dana and his 2 children, Major Cameron Anderson and Dave Yates. Coach Yates started his coaching career in San Benito for Tommy Roberts as an offensive coordinator and a basketball coach for Gerald Thomas and Juan Vicianis. After 10 years, Robert Valdez hired him at LaFerrier as a football coach and the head basketball coach. In his 5 years at LaFerrier, he won several district titles and several playoff wins. In 2003, Yates became the head coach at his alma mater, Harlingen High School. At Harlingen, he had exciting teams and great players and assistant coaches. He was blessed to be named Coach of the Year several times by the district, Valley Morning Star of the region, and was twice an RGVCBA All-Star Coach for the East. He has won over 475 games and 30 playoff games in his career. One career highlight came in 2006 by making it to the regional tournament at a buzzer ending and ended a 50-year regional drought for Harlingen. Then again in 2011, winning 30 games and made it to the regional tournament in his son's senior year. Coach Yates would like to thank the schools that he coached, and especially his family, his mother and siblings for always being there in the stands when he was a player and a coach. He especially wants to thank his wife, Dana, for all the support, ups and downs of coaching. Fortunately, Coach Yates had a lot of ups, and more than he had downs in his career, acknowledging that it takes a special person to be a coach's wife. Amen to that. Coach Yates states, quote, "Throughout my career, I've been blessed to meet and develop great friendships in the coaching world. Thanks to all in recognizing me in my retirement of coaching. Now I have ventured on to sales for Newman Sports Flooring, so if you need anything done in the gym floor, give me a call. Thank you and God bless." And honored of all these years of dedication, commitment, and love for young athletes, most importantly is love for this great sport of basketball. The RGVCBA would like to present Coach Greg Yates with his personalized sideline retirement chair. Please join me in giving Coach Yates a big round of applause as we wish him best in the future.
Special moment right there for Coach Greg Yates, who I got to know quite well at my time at the newspaper, and just a brilliant mind. It's Coach Greg Yates, and you can pick his brain quite a lot, and he can tell you a few things about basketball, about football, and he's just one of the good guys, a part of this coaching fraternity here in the RGV, and I was lucky enough to able to cover him very closely in his time as the Harlingen Cardinal head basketball coach. All the coaches there, Coach Randy Bocanegra, Coach Manto Perez, Jenny Garcia, Manny Epperson, Eric Cromer, all of the board, Mike Alvarez, part of the RGVBCA. It's a special group of coaches down there, and Coach Yates, of course, been retired for a couple years now. Coach Clayton Creeders filling his role over at Harlingen High, but again, Coach Greg Yates officially retired as he gets his special seat. It's always a special deal when you see the seat. These coaches get that seat given to them at these All-Star games. We're going to have Coach J.D. Salinas join us here shortly. He's going to be joining the broadcast here, Edinburgh High girls basketball coach. So we're going to get set for the ball game. We're going to step aside, take a quick break. You're watching Real Sports Live.
Is the concession stand.
And he throws throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
Uniforms, etc., you're gonna find the opportunity to purchase the best high-quality scrubs. Soon after I learned about how the EDC was helping out the community, and so I did meet with Ms. Castillo.
say something on behalf of my father. Just appreciate everyone giving him some time today. I know this is about the kids and about all the hard work they put into it. But every now and then, we have to take time to recognize where all this came from and what started it. And so, he was a man of tremendous faith. First and foremost, he loved God. He was an ordained minister. He was a carpenter. He took care of my mom first and foremost. Above anything else was her and the family. And he loved every kid he came across. He was a teacher. 40 years in education, I think. Over 600 plus kids. He coached at Westlaco High School for 7 years. And everywhere he went, and everything he did, he made it better. It was better when he left. And at his funeral, we read I don't know how many eulogies from former players, and it took an hour plus to read all of the things of lives that he touched. And that was just a fraction of what his life was about. But this organization does a great job of promoting the youth basketball here in the Valley, and helping kids be recognized, and coaches also, for the tremendous amount of time and dedication and hard work that they put in. This is Sunday afternoon, and they could be home with their families, barbecuing and watching TV, taking a nap, but they're here to help promote you guys and give their lives and heart and soul to what they believe in. And it's not just about basketball. Life is not just about basketball. Basketball is an avenue. It's a way to get where you want to be. And it teaches you self-discipline, and it teaches you hard work and honesty and integrity. And those are everything he stood for. Everything he stood for, you can find in the game of basketball. But above all, he would dedicate his entire life to his love for Christ, and to be an example of that to his players, to his family, and to other coaches. If you ever met my dad or knew him, you would never forget him, because he would leave a lasting impression on you as a player, as a parent, as a coach, as an official for sure. He loved us and that's one of the things. But we just want to thank you for allowing us to honor him today. And he's so proud of what this organization has become. Because it just kind of started as giving basketball coaches a voice in the Valley, a voice, to give them a little bit of say in how things are run for basketball in the Valley. And then it's gone. He was, when he came to the banquet a couple of years ago, he was just speechless. He was in awe of the number of people and the number of players and coaches that came to that banquet, and overwhelmed, emotional. And he was a very emotional person. And so we just want to thank you on behalf of my mom and grandkids and family for honoring him today and giving us a little bit of time to tell you about what kind of person he was. These guys are not just coaches. They don't just go in the locker room and stay in the closet and come back out there and practice. They have families. They go to church. They have ups and downs. And on top of that, they get evaluated twice a week on job performance. And we chose that profession. We know what's all involved. But if you think about it, they're all people. They're all humans, and they care about each and every one of these kids, and they'll do anything for these kids. And so not just honor them, but pat your coach on the back, tell him thank you for what you do for me, all the time you dedicate. Because they do things you don't even see, you don't know about. And we just want to say thank you, and good luck to the players today and later on in your career. Whatever you're going to do to be successful, because you know how to dedicate, you know how to put in the work, and you're going to achieve great things. Thank you.
This afternoon, it's my honor and a privilege to present on behalf of the Rio Grande Valley Basketball Coaches Association. Your dad, Charles Como, is the founding president of our association. The Lifetime Achievement Award, grateful appreciation of your years of dedication and devotion towards the establishment of the Rio Grande Valley Basketball Coaches Association. We present you this plaque in honor of Coach Gromer. We're going to start a Lifetime Achievement Award for all our ex-coaches who are now retired. All our coaches are retiring now. And we want to do a ring of honor. He's going to be our first member. And we want to present this plaque to him. Thank you.
So that wraps up the pregame ceremonies. We're going to step aside, take a quick break. Tip-off is up next. Class 6A girls, RGVCBA. Tip-off coming up next on Real Sports Live.
And she walked me every step of the way. I couldn't have done it without their help.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
A Piece of Cake by Ibarra's in Harlingen is a sweet stop for cakes, cookies, and pastries. The best in town for specialty cakes made to order. Sweetbread, cookies, pies, or how about cupcakes? At A Piece of Cake by Ibarra's, try a Texas-style cinnamon roll, or how about some tamales? Wedding cakes, graduations, you dream it and they can make it. The best in town is A Piece of Cake by Ibarra's in Harlingen.
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
Hi, my name is Angela Rodriguez, and I am one of the owners here at Main Street Boutique and Bistro. We heard about the rent subsidy grant, so we contacted Rebecca Castillo with the EDC, and she was very helpful. She told us, what we needed to do, the requirements, and helped us go through the application process.
There is a feeling you get when you walk onto a campus.
A sense of love, compassion, and dedication.
An environment that inspires each of our HCISD family members
to do their best and to be their best.
We ground our education on strong character, and together, we will always persist towards the future.
We are a district of choice.
A district of innovation.
And a district of excellence.
We are HCISD.
And he throws it down.
He always pushed for coaches. He did all he could to help the coaches get recognition and whatever it is that he needed to do, he would always do whatever he could for coaches. So he's a really important figure not only here in Brownville, but throughout the state. He was at one point the president of the Athletic Directors Association in Texas. Today, his family is here to accept this plaque recognition award, we're going to present to Coach Joe Rodriguez. Sincere appreciation for your dedicated service and outstanding accomplishments. You've been a great part of the program you've had sports, and you will be missed. Please join me in a round of applause for Coach Joe and for us presenting this plaque to his son. Thank you.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Welcome back to Real Sports Live. We're getting set for the Class 6A Girls East versus West RGVCBA ball game here. A pregame ceremony with coaches retiring, and we're getting set for some basketball. JD Salinas is going to be joining us here later on the broadcast. So in case you're just tuning in, well, this is game number 3 of a 4-game stretch we're having here on a Sunday afternoon from Brownsville Hanna High School. Earlier we had the sub 6A girls take the reins for a 10:30 tip-off. Right after that we had the boys sub 6A pick things up, and then now the baton's handed off to the girls 6A, following by the boys Class 6A, as we are getting set for some more basketball here from Brownsville Hanna High School. Kevin Aro and the whole crew is here on a Sunday afternoon. Let's meet the rosters. Again, in case you're just tuning in, we'll start off with the west side, led by Coach Randy Bocanegra of PSJ North, Carolina Sanchez of PSJ North, along with Angel Lozano, 2 Raiders. They're on the roster for PSJ North, followed by Dylan Cantu of Edinburgh Vela, Sarai Garza from Edinburgh North, Marta Osorio from PSJA, Liana Martinez also from PSJ, and rounding out the trio from the Lady Bears is Norma Mendez, Haley Garza representing Mission High, Daisha Tejerina representing the Lady Bobcats of Edinburgh High, Cassandra Chavez representing La Jolla from out west, and Andrea Molina rounding out the roster for the West squad. Let's see what's going on with the girls in blue on the east side. Rebecca Valdez directing the ship there for the Lady Falcons of Los Fresnos. Alondra Guzman from Brownsville Rivera High School. Westlaco High's Araceli Moreno, followed up by Alexis Alvarez, playing on her home court for Brownsville Hanna. Then we have a trio of Lady Cardinals and Alyssa Salas, Sydney Portillo, Callie Cervantes, followed up by a pair of Lady Greyhounds, Candice Garcia and Alyssa Flores. And then the duo, Jesmani Garcia and Victoria Hernandez, representing Los Fresnos High School. So again, Kevin Aro on the call, getting ready for the Class 6A Girls East versus West RGVBCA All-Star game coming to you live from Brownsville Hanna High School. 2 minutes set to go on the clock. We're going to step aside, take a quick break. You're watching Real Sports Live.
Hi, I'm Rod Rodriguez, and I'm a partner with New York Life Insurance Company. For 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation for building some of the finest agents in the industry. I help to manage that process from day one. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service business, then I would like to show you how I can help.
And he throws it.
Welcome back to Real Sports Live. The East squad warming up. We're getting set for tip-off. Right there you see it, a minute on the clock as we're getting set for the 6A girls all-star game. A lot of coaches here in the gym. Coach Ashley Monsivais of the Lady Cardinals out there to the left. Coach Mike Alvarez, Randy Bocanegra, Abel Moreno, Eric Cromer, Rebecca Valdez. Just everyone's here. Clarissa Arredondo is here. JD Salinas, Cristilda Fino. It is just a star-studded lineup here, not only on the court, but on the coaches' side. As all these coaches are out here. Coach Luis Gonzalez, of course, he and Fermin Lucio have been very busy all afternoon, all day, really. We got here at about 9 o'clock, a tick after 9. Coach Fermin Lucio and Luis Gonzalez, the two coaches for Brownsville Hannah on the girls and boys side. They're the hosts, so they got a lot of work in front of them, but a shout out to them and Coach Bocanegra and everyone on the RGVCBA board that allowed us to come here and broadcast the game. We're getting set for tip-off here just moments away. East versus West in the Class 6A. Again, the East squad led by Coach Rebecca Valdez of the Los Fresnos Lady Falcons. The West All-Stars led by Coach Randy Bocanegra. Over on the west side, we're getting set for some basketball here in a couple moments. The national anthem started playing, and there you go. That's what you like to see. The national anthem came on, and everybody stood up, right? They didn't announce that the national anthem was coming up, but instinctively everyone just heard the national anthem and all got up. So we're gonna get the national anthem first, not first pitch, tip-off coming up next from Brownsville Hannah.
Whether you're visiting or vacationing at South Padre Island, be sure to book your place to stay with Island Services. Locally owned for over 40 years. Trusted, reliable for condo and beach house rentals. Call and visit the website today. Island Services.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Getting set for some basketball here on a Sunday afternoon. Just moments away from opening tip-off. Kevin Naro on the call, Joe Bowling, Mark Molina, Emilio Flores, Kennedy Naro, Rudy Zamaripa Jr.
We welcome you to this year's West East Senior Showcase.
The crew is all on hand. Let's meet the lineups for both sides. We're going to hand it over to the PA.
Beautiful facility known as the Hannah Golden Eagles. At this time, we'd like to recognize our visiting team, West All-Stars, wearing red shoe shirts and proudly wearing their road darks from their home schools. We will start with number 10, Diviana Rios from La Jolla High School. Number 3, PSJ High School, number 2, Martha Number 3 from PSJ High School, Ileana Martinez. Also from PSJ High School, number 15, Norma Mendez. She wears 34, Mission, Haley Garza. Edinburgh High School, number 13, Daisha Tijarina. Number 11, from La Jolla High School, Cassandra Chavez. And number 13, Edinburgh Taylor, Andrea Molina. The West All-Stars are coached by PSJ coach Randy Wolfenegger, assisted by Matt Smuna, Dory Leslie, Ronnie Flores, George Bahia, and Mario Park. And now for the home team, wearing blue sugar shirts, but proudly wearing her home whites. She's from Los Fresnos High School, number 3, Jessoni Garcia. Number 15 from Los Fresnos, Victoria Hernandez. From San Benito High School, number 3, Candace Garcia. Wearing 13, from San Benito, Alyssa Flores. She's from the Harlingen High School, number 4, Alyssa Salas. Number 12, Cindy Portillo, Harlingen. Number 15, Callie Cervantes, Harlingen High School. From the West Local High School, number 13, Araceli Moreno. Wearing number 5, Brownsville Rivera, Alondra Guzman. The East All-Stars are coached by Rebecca Valdez, assisted by Jamie Encina, Norma Pena, and Lindsay.
Those are the rosters for the East squad.
RGV Tasso Chapter, Michael Olvera, Jose Garza, and Jose Chavez. Thank you, Rio Valley Tasso Chapter.
All right, getting ready for some basketball. Just moments away. Coach Rebecca Valdez getting her squad ready. 8-minute quarter. That's fluctuated throughout the day. We've had 8-minute quarter. We've had 10-minute quarters. Just wait and see. We're going to start things off with one quarter, or excuse me, we're going to start off with an 8-minute first quarter. So we're getting ready to roll. Here comes Coach JD Salinas to join us here. Coach JD Salinas joining us here. Coach, welcome aboard.
Oh, thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it. Thanks for asking. Somewhat of a surprise. I wasn't expecting this.
Glad you could join us, Coach JD Salinas. First bucket's good. And away we go. East squad with a ball. Callie Cervantes pushing it, passes it inside. First shot, no good. Cervantes with a rebound. You just get in here, or?
No, well, I got here for the girls 6A game. You know, the South Padre Island Clinic given by the Coach Rene Gattesai and a lot of the legends of basketball down here in the Valley have always put that clinic on, and wasn't able to get out there this year, but you know, for years they used to do the clinic and then have the All-Star game here in Brownsville. And that's always been pretty nice because you go clinic Friday, clinic Saturday, All-Star game Sunday. You know what I mean?
Like COVID reasons?
Well, they didn't have it last year. But it's something special. I got to give it to the directors of the Coaches Association. They do a great job. You know, great people, hard workers, very humble. You know.
Cervantes pushing it. That ball picked away, stolen away. Back coming on the other end, and the layup's good.
I think I saw Coach Gonzalez here earlier. There he is. I see him up there in the middle.
$4-0 lead out of the gate for the East squad.
So you got a full day here then?
We have all had a full day here, yeah. We showed up here at about 9 a.m. The girls, the sub 6A girls got started at 10:30 a.m.
Okay.
Then a little break in between, and then the boys, the sub 6A boys, well, that was a track race to the end.
Yeah.
Alyssa Salas picking up the loose ball. Coach Brian Molina, he's going to be coaching
Big Brian.
the boys 6A. That ball goes out of bounds.
What's going on, my friend?
Coach Brian Molina stepping by to say hey. He's going to be coaching the final game here later this afternoon. Driving to the lane, layup no good. Second chance points for the west side. No, Coach, as a coach, one, we talked earlier on just for you guys able to have a season is one, and then two, this all-star game is, to me, is it just the icing on the cake of a basketball season?
You know, just extremely blessed. So obviously, you know, I've had conversations with several people about, you know, not having any tournaments this year really affected, you know, all programs. You know, 3 tournaments, that's at least, you know, 12, 15, maybe, and depending on what tournament you go to, you can get 6 games out of a tournament. That's 18 games where you can learn a lot about your kids, rotations, situational play, you know what I mean? But for what it's worth, to be able to get through a season, go through the playoff run, you know, have an all-star game where these seniors have their one last shot of playing high school basketball with some of their biggest rivals, and here they are playing again on the same teams, you know what I mean? So it's special. It's special for them. It's special for the Valley. It's, you know, I don't know how I guess you can say it's a little better up north. You know, a lot of kids are at school and so forth, and here in the Valley we're still trying to get people to school, but this helps, man. Stuff like this helps, and what a facility.
Right, yeah, this is the first time that I see this gym in person. I just driven by it going to the old gym, but first time I'm in this gym, and you're right, it's a top-notch facility, and good for Brownsville Hannah, Coach Luis Gonzalez and Fermin Lucio. They got a nice playground here.
Well, I was looking around. You got all these baskets. I'm sure when the bleachers are put away, you got a lot of space around here. Very well deserving, man.
Basket inside, layup no good. Ball goes out of bounds. One of the girls on the court, Coach, you're quite familiar with, Desha Tejerina.
Oh, yeah. Gonna miss that young lady. Well, we're gonna miss all our seniors, but you know, she's playing here this afternoon, and seeing her in the last time in that uniform is gonna be special. I hope she enjoys herself.
Tejerina now pushing the ball. She's gonna stop, fire up a deep 3 just off the mark. Coach, is there a little bit of rust? Maybe just a little bit, because I know earlier in the girls 3A game, kudos to those girls. They came out swinging, and I thought maybe there just might be a little bit of rust. That wasn't the case.
Well, I mean, it just depends. I know a lot of these girls, they still probably get training and are playing in tournaments around the state and so forth. But you know, it's not always easy. You know, I know Coach Bach is coaching the West team, and we've been in contact a couple of times. But they've been able to get together and have some practices just to play a little bit of basketball on the same team and get to know each other on a different level other than just being opponents, you know. But I would suppose, of course, that there would have to be some type of rust, without a doubt.
And again, some of these girls play travel ball, so they're used to it. 8-4 lead for the West side. That ball taken away and a hard spill there on the court.
Well, of course, you come out and you're playing in an all-star game, and everybody expects you to be hitting every shot and being 100% from the field. And that's not always the case. Sometimes kids put too much pressure on themselves, you know.
Right. Driving to the lane, the layup's good. Andrea Molina, you're going to miss her, but not miss her, right?
I'll tell you what, if there's anybody that can get half the heart that Andrea has to this game, you got something special. That's a kid who loves the game, and she's not afraid to show it. She's extremely passionate, and overall just a great kid.
Lady Sabercats representing Coach Lottie Zarte. Cervantes stops that one off the front of the rim, no good, rebounded. Back comes Martinez of PSJ. Ball stolen away by Cervantes, pushing it across. Pass inside, off the mark, that's going to be a turnover. Now some of these girls played against each other as district opponents or maybe playoff opponents, but for the most part, not too familiar with each other as far as the chemistry goes.
No, definitely. I mean, they kind of have an idea about each other and so forth, but when you're playing on the same team and you haven't done it in a while, it's a matter of, you know, starting to trust each other. And some of them are playing different positions, different roles when you come to the All-Star game. But they'll get used to it, man. You get a couple of minutes under your belt, things start to fall right back into place.
We're going to step aside, take a quick timeout. On the other side of the break, you're watching Real Sports Live.
In Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the concession stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Real Sports Live is the concession stand.
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest.
Welcome back to Real Sports Live. Kevin Aro, JD Salinas, head coach of the Edinburgh High Lady Bobcats. Looking to complete the and one, and she does. Osorio from PSJ High completes the three-point play. 13-4, West comes storming out of the gate against the East squad. Pass inside, double team. Cervantes with the ball. They're going to blow a whistle. Should be a foul on the floor.
No, PSJ girls had a really good season this year, and hats off to Nelly Trevino and her staff out there. And they're bringing back some quality players. You know, I was able to watch Kayla, man, and I'm the girls athletic coordinator at Edinburgh. So of course, you know, I go to the volleyball games, see her rocking the court, hitting the ball. Yeah. You know, and then she's coming to basketball, puts up 29 against us in our last district game. And then I go to a softball game and she's playing catcher.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about just average type of play. I mean, she's excelling in all these sports, and that's incredible, man. And
yeah,
really proud of her.
Yeah, those athletes come around every once in a while, and a matter of fact, it's ironic you bring it up because just the other day, I covered the PSJ Harlingen South softball game, and there was Kayla there playing the catching position, and I was telling my sister, I was like, she's just a serious. I was on the basketball court. She's a junior, and she already reached 1,000 points in her career.
Yeah.
So she's about as good as an athlete as they come, and she reminds me of, if you remember, a couple years ago, Adi Arsenault from Brownsville, Hannah, who at the time I had nominated for the Class 6A Girls Female Athlete of the Year because she was a stud in softball, volleyball, and basketball.
Yeah.
She just did a little bit of everything, and she went on to go play college softball. But those type of athletes are special.
Probably could have played any sport.
Really. I'm sure if she wanted to, she could have played soccer, and that goes for both Kayla and Adi.
Yeah.
But to your point, those athletes are quite special when they can just dominate in every sport.
Yeah. And the Bears are going to be good next year also, man. And, of course, you mentioned Kayla coming back, but, they've got, once you get a little bit of taste of what the potential is within the program, it just continues to, to blossom. And I have a really good feeling that they're going to probably do the same again this year. You got Coach Bach's program there at Far North is solid. Trinity coming back, and the girls, the beast underneath the basket, a great defensive presence, and then of course Emma Lucio. There's some young girls out here that are going to probably be playing in this same All-Star game in the following year.
Molina pass inside, picked away by Cervantes. Out to Portillo, across the volleyball line, guarded closely by Moreno. Kicks it out to Salas, puts up a three, no good. Rebounded by the West, and here they come on the fast break. 2-on-1, floats it up, no good. Molina back with the ball with the left hand, kicks it out. Driving with the right hand, shot up and no good. She gets fouled on her way to the line. Minute 19 left here in the first quarter. 14-5 is your score. Sinks the first free throw. It was just a couple years ago. You were coaching this All-Star game, right? Was it 2018, 2017?
You know what? I was actually just trying to think of that. Well, there was no All-Star game last year, and I know it was not too long ago. It was the year that with Janessa, Santa Maria, and Talamantes. Back when McAllen schools were 6A.
So it had to have been 2018.
Well, no, Janessa graduated 2019.
2019?
Yes, yeah.
That's when it was at PSJ North or Donna?
You know what? It was at PSJ North. That's right.
Okay. 17-5. West with a strong opening quarter. Sydney Portillo. She just recently signed to Our Lady of the Lake.
Yeah, I heard about that one.
Salas, three-pointer. Rebounded by Cervantes. Pass inside, off the glass, good. Much-needed bucket there for the East All-Stars. Alyssa Flores, or excuse me, that's Aliceti Moreno from Westlaco. Second chance bucket, count it. Norma Mendez. 15 seconds, clock ticking away here in the opening quarter. Portillo.
Hey, so let me ask you, man, what's going to happen? Are you guys going to be covering a whole lot of games again next year, or?
Yeah, that's the plan. We're going to be full steam ahead.
Even if they open up attendance and so forth?
Yeah, even if they open up attendance. End of the first quarter, 19-7 is the score. West with the lead. We're going to stay on here. Yeah, Coach, the plan is we're going to be full steam ahead. Come the fall with volleyball and football. And, Joe was mentioning to me that a couple schools like Mission, Brownsville, Harlingen have all signed on. The interesting thing with Mission High is that they're in between of having limited attendance to no fans as far as football. So they want us back to be doing those games. So hopefully by then we'll be able to say, hey, the people are good to go and back to sporting events, almost to full capacity. But regardless, we're ready to roll. And I know Edinburgh at the ECISD is excited to have us back too. So whether we're at full capacity or a limited capacity, we're going to be back.
Yeah, that's awesome. And tribute to you guys and Joe for taking on such a huge task, man, and not just for the business of Real Sports Live, but for everybody's opportunity to watch high school games. I mean, you may not even have a child playing Tuesday night, Friday night games, or but an opportunity to come to watch the game. I mean, my family, no kidding, my own dear family didn't get out to a full game. One of our games with the Lady Bobcats until the third round of the playoffs at Bert Ogden. And so they heavily relied on Real Sports Live to be covering some games.
Yeah, it was definitely a difference maker this year. And then on the football side of things with UIL rolling out the red carpet and allowing us to stream the game's video and audio. That was a big step for us. And what we were able to do, Portillo pushing it back up 19-7, started the second quarter. We still got the whole month of May ahead of us. And I was talking with Joe that I'm fully expecting for softball to carry us all the way through May because we have teams not only in the RGV but teams up in the Coastal Bend.
That's right, that you guys are covering.
Yeah, and then, some of those teams are expected to be in the region final or even in the state tournament, and then baseball playoffs also starts this week. So, we still got a whole month left of plenty of work to do. And then once the month of June comes, it's traditionally a lot of 7-on-7. We pick up on some summer basketball leagues and then some summer volleyball. I know that Highway 83 is looking to come back, and I know Andrew Garza over at the Vipers always has something up his sleeve when it comes to summer leagues with both basketball and volleyball. So,
well, I'm not too sure what the situation is with the city. As far as having the summer league there in Edinburgh, I know for sure. I'm almost like 100% sure that if they were going to have a basketball league, it would probably not start until July. But I don't know. I haven't heard anything yet. I know they're starting. The city of Edinburgh is having Little League baseball. I know they're starting that up, and hopefully, as people continue to get vaccinated, things start to get a little bit better.
Right.
But let's not. We cannot be. We can't let our guard down. Because COVID by far still exists.
Portillo swings it out to Cervantes. Driving to the lane, finds a lane and gets it to go.
It's a nice play there.
Back on the other end is Tejerina. Stops, kicks it back out. Deep three off the back of the rim, no good. Yeah, that's the plan, and it was a little on edge when we all had to step out into the month of August when Corpus Christi started their sports, because they started about a couple weeks, if not a month ahead of the Valley when it came to football and volleyball. Yeah. But once sports came back, the work was there and we were ready to go. But, we're seeing a lot of normalcy come back, especially when we started to see that 7-on-7 was coming back in the summer. And we're seeing the crowds. We're starting to see a little bit more, allowing more people in, especially in a big gym like this where everyone can still be, quote, social distanced. But well, what's the situation here? What are we looking at?
I think it's a 1-and-1. Yeah.
No, Coach Deisha Tejerina, excuse me. She had a hell of a game against Harlingen, and I mean that was one of the more gutsiest efforts I'd seen in some time.
it's kind of hard on these high school kids. I mean, the Bert Ogden Arena is such a beautiful facility, and I know I gave credit, to the city of Edinburgh and the Edinburgh School District for giving us that opportunity to play, and for these kids to experience something like that, and more importantly, also like their biggest supporters and their parents to be able to go watch them play in what had been, I guess you can say, like an awkward year. Come on, Dej.
It's a little rusty. I tell you what, though, at the showcase, she was putting on a show over at SPI.
Yeah, I was going to say that at the Bert Ogden, you got the NBA three-point line, and so it throws off a high school kid who's trying to shoot from way far beyond the arc. But yeah, I mean, it's early on in that game. I guess the nerves also weren't really shooting the ball all too well, and then all of a sudden she got on fire, and her confidence just skyrocketed. But if there was any way to finish off your high school career, that's the way you want to do it.
And it's unfortunate because she made that last bucket.
Yeah.
With the 7 seconds left, and the game that she had, it can kind of go by the side, and people can kind of forget about it. It's unfortunate, but it's like, but you go back and you look at that game, and there's a thing, Coach, I call the killer instinct, and very few players in my time I've seen that has had it or do have it, and Daisha's always had it, but that night she had that killer instinct going there. You could see it in her eyes, and I know when she went out with that hamstring injury, it's like,
it was the calf, the cramping in her calf.
Right.
And I was just like, I kept looking that way, like, come on, dude, like, get back in the court. As soon as she was able to get going, put the ball right back in her hands again.
And boom.
Nothing special. It's just a simple situation how we bring the ball in against heavy pressure, and we just brought her around a second screen and then let her go to work. But yeah, I mean, you're right. Some people have it, and then there's going to be times like you have it, and you're just not playing that great of a game.
Right.
You see it in collegiate sports and in the professionals and so forth. And but I tell you, once you start hitting some shots, it almost seems like the basket or the rim is it feels like everything is going in. It doesn't matter from where you're shooting the ball or.
21-12 three-pointer off the mark. Second chance point, layup no good. Loose ball picked up by Portillo.
Yeah, she's gonna keep shooting it. And once she hits, it's gonna snowball.
And a couple of Edinburgh products on the court.
Yeah, you got Dylan Gantu, is a really great defender. And then, of course, Garza, right, from Edinburgh North?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. At one point I thought Garza was an underclass. I thought she was only a junior, but not until the end of the season did I realize that she was already a senior.
Edinburgh North also getting a new coach.
Yeah, Mara, man. Mara Guzman.
And she's a coach, a Clarissa Redondo disciple.
Well, we had Mara, when I got to Edinburgh in 2003, 2004 was my first year. Fortunate enough to work under Rachel Carmona, and Mara and her teammates, well, a lot of her teammates were only sophomores. And back then I think we were still, there was no 6A, we were 4A at the time. And then her junior year, of course, we went back-to-back trips to the Sweet 16. And she was our leader, but won't take away from her teammates. And she'll be the first to say also, I mean, she had some wonderful teammates on those squads. And one of her very good friends, Liz Olvera, a true post player, Gina Ferrer, gosh, man, Victoria Dominguez, Polly Acuna, all these girls were just great basketball players, and they all knew their roles. They just completely made it happen. But Mara, I'm extremely happy for her, and she knows that she can always lean on us if she ever needs anything, you know.
Free throw, no good. Rebounded. Back coming on the other end. Oh, buck. Deep three-pointer off the side of the rim. Rebounded by the East, trying to mount a comeback, 23-14. Quickly approaching halftime. The boys 6A going to get ready to get warmed up. Second chance bucket, high off the glass and good. And all of a sudden, the East squad starting to mount a little bit of a comeback.
Gotta tell you, Los Fresnos, man, they had a whole lot of length on their team, man.
They did.
They're a really good team.
Yeah, they had a lot of size. Saadi Jones, still a junior.
Yeah, man.
Ortega, I think, was a sophomore. So Coach Valdez does have a lot coming back at her disposal, and it's going to be another good year in 32-6A. And then what's to come in 31-6A, Coach, with, you had mentioned PSJ. Has a lot coming back, PSJ North.
Yeah, of course. And then, Vela's going to be pretty tough also. One of the quickest guards in Lauren Vega. I just think that's where it comes back to being blessed to have had this season, because you're able to see a whole lot of how can I say, like a lot of these underclassmen be able to play some games and learn from each other and learn from their teammates who are veterans, and give themselves a chance. And then they're all coming back again. We had some really quality teams down here in the Valley. Let's not forget that the UIL realignment and having 29-6A coming out of Northside ISD, for 31, 32, 6A teams that are playing in bi-district, and you move on to go play in the area around, and here you are playing against solid Laredo schools in girls basketball, for let's say, Laredo Alexander, Laredo United, United South, Nixon, these are some tough teams out of Laredo, and then they're playing some quality teams out of Northside ISD also. And if you look at those records out there, they weren't figuring out who was going to be what part of. In other words, what I'm trying to say is that their records were like back to back to back. They didn't figure out their seedings until the very end.
Right.
And we had some Valley teams that were able to move past them, and it says a lot about Valley basketball.
And what we're noticing.
I'm talking about 6A.
Yeah, you're talking 6A, and to your point, is what we're seeing right now as we speak in softball.
Yeah.
Is that Los Fresnos has had a tremendous year. They're co-district champs in 32-6A. They win the bi-district title, and then the area they have San Antonio Warren,
right,
who's nationally ranked legitimately.
Didn't know that.
Harlingen South,
yeah.
San Antonio O'Connor, another team ranked top 10 in the state. You have Harlan in the mix with Westlaco. I mean, it is tough as nails, and traditionally, like Joe and I were saying earlier, that the 6A, not that they caught a break, but the road to the third round was a little bit easier, because the third round you would get a San Antonio school opposed to, let's say, a 5A, because in the 5A, right away you would meet a Corpus school. 6As you would get a Valley school and a Valley school, and then we're in the first round. Yeah, and the road was a little tougher for the smaller schools to get to that third or fourth round. But now, in 6A, right out of the gate, you're getting San Antonio schools in the second round.
Right, and well, at the same time, not to take away, like if we had like Nicole Villarreal and the Sherilyn Pioneer, they had a heck of a year this year and getting to the 16 also, and really quality players on their programs.
Andrea Molina drills a three. These teams starting to heat up, 31-23. Portillo pushing the ball across midcourt, across the volleyball line. Portillo driving to the lane, layup in and out of the rim. Back comes the West squad. We're going to finish our thoughts here.
Yeah, I can't take away, like, Laredo United, Frank Gonzalez at Laredo United, and Coach Foley there at United South. And, they got some really great teams that competed well in the Sweet 16 when they got there, and I'm not trying to take away from the 5A schools, but the 6A schools, I can't say that it was easier.
No, yeah.
Even before the San Antonio Northside got into the playoff bracket, getting its way to the Sweet 16, there's some really tough teams.
It got tougher. It got tougher because
it was already tough.
Yeah.
Now it just got tougher.
Yep.
I mean, I'll tell you, like when we played San Antonio Warren in the second round, that was like a nail biter, like the whole way through. I mean, it was great basketball game. Any team could have won that game. We were just fortunate to come out on the win on our side, but. I mean, it came down to free throws at the end of the game, just kind of like in our game against Harlingen.
Right.
We were at the free throw line and we had a chance to make it a 3-point game, a 5-point game, and those are possessions needed. Turn the ball over a couple of times, but you hit a couple of free throws and things may change.
Yeah, nothing to take away to the 6As in case people are wondering. I'm just making a point that when you stop back and you look at the roads to the second round and the third round, in some cases it may be tougher than others. And see, sometimes people fail to understand is that in order to go on a magical run like you have to the Sweet 16 or to a regional tournament, not only do you have to be playing your best, but sometimes you need a domino to fall every which way. And you can execute off of that, and,
right.
and you can play well, and you can catch a break somewhere in the bracket. And in some cases, we've seen coaches be okay with being a 2 seed rather than a 3 seed, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Because you, as a coach, look at the bracket and say, "Well, I'd rather like this matchup than that matchup."
Different.
So.
Yeah, without a doubt, that's always. Everyone always takes a look at that and see how things are landing.
32-23. Andrea Molina drilled a 3 moments ago, looking to keep the hot hand here. Stops, pops another 3 off the side of the rim. Fight for the loose ball. Coach, these girls it's getting pretty physical down there.
I don't think anybody, All-Star games are normally come on and have a little fun, smiling, laughing, enjoying their moment. And right now, these girls are getting after it. I think they all know this is their last high school game, and everyone's going to remember that one.
3-pointer on the way, just off the mark. Cervantes with a rebound. Now trying to make a move off the double team. Kicks it out to Flores, and they're going to call a travel. But either way you slice it, in small school basketball, the RGV had
five girls playing, so you got some small schools. 5 girls are going to be on the court, and still got to make it happen. Still got to play good basketball. The rim is still 10 feet high. Nothing changes. So it's tough. Oh, big shot right before the half.
Right before the half. Norma Mendez drills the 3-pointer. Go back and look at that replay. Kicked it out to the corner. Mendez drilled the 3. But we had a good year when it came to small school basketball on the boys and the girls side. And then to your point, we had Harlingen, and you guys were the 2 last team standings, along with in the 6As, and then in the Class 5A. We had Pioneer, who had a banner year, made it to the Sweet 16, and then Claire from Memorial. First area title in program history. So definitely a very good year for basketball all around, and considering the circumstances as well because of the limited offseason.
Without a doubt, man, and that's what I'm saying. I am a firm believer that Valley basketball is leaving its mark. And we have a lot of teams down here in the Valley that are going up to play, tournaments up north. Whether in San Antonio, there's teams that go up. Laredo has a really good tournament that takes place, and a lot of these teams, even the Border Bash here in the Valley in McAllen, there's a lot of teams that from all over the state of Texas that are making their way down here, or we're making our way up there to go play.
Coach JD Salinas joining us here. We're going to step aside, take a quick break. Halftime, you're watching Real Sports Live.
ISD. Excellence is our tradition.
Uniforms, etc., you're going to find the opportunity to purchase the best high-quality scrubs. Soon after I learned about how the EDC was helping out the community, and so I did meet with Ms. Castillo. She made it very easy, very friendly, and she walked me every step of the way. I couldn't have done it without their help.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen is a sweet stop for cakes, cookies, and pastries. The best in town for specialty cakes made to order. Sweetbread, cookies, pies, or how about cupcakes? At A Piece of Cake by Ibarras, try a Texas-style cinnamon roll, or how about some tamales? Wedding cakes, graduations, you dream it and they can make it. The best in town is A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen.
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
Hi, my name is Angela Rodriguez, and I am one of the owners here at Main Street Boutique and Bistro. We heard about the rent subsidy grant, so we contacted Rebecca Castillo with the EDC, and she was very helpful. She told us, what we needed to do, the requirements, and helped us go through the application process.
There is a feeling you get when you walk onto a campus.
A sense of love, compassion, and dedication.
An environment that inspires each of our HCISD family members
to do their best and to be their best.
We ground our education on strong character, and together, we will always persist towards the future.
We are a district of choice.
A district of innovation.
And a district of excellence.
We are HCISD.
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito. Hi, I'm Rodo Rodriguez, and I'm a partner with New York Life Insurance Company. For 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation for building some of the finest agents in the industry. I help to manage that process from day one. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service business, then I would like to show you how I can help.
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
Whether you're visiting or vacationing at South Padre Island, be sure to book your place to stay with Island Services. Locally owned for over 40 years. Trusted, reliable. For condo and beach house rentals, call and visit the website today. Island Services.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
This game is brought to you in part by the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the Concession Stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Rio Sports Live is the Concession Stand.
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
Welcome back to Real Sports Live. Start of the second half. Okay, well, it's going to be the West ball. So Daisha Tejerina set to inbound the ball to her former crosstown rival, Dylan Cantu of Edinburgh Villa. Tejerina back with the ball, making a move to her left. Kicks it out.
Right there, high post.
Ball back to Tejerina, trying to work around a screen. Kicks it out. Pass inside, picked away. Into the hands of Sydney Portillo. Portillo driving to the lane, weaving her way through the defense. Rebounded by the West squad. Loose ball picked up by Moreno. Nice pass inside, high off the glass, count it.
It's a big score. Anytime you need something, get it inside, get a good quick score right there. Oh, look, on transition. Needed that one.
37-25. The West squad has been in full control from the word go.
I'll tell you what, that it got a little close towards the end of the second quarter, or middle second quarter, and that's when Andrea got a little hot and she started hitting some shots and able to stretch the lead once again.
Tejerina with a loose ball, pushing it back up. 6.5 to go here in the third quarter. Kevin Aro joined by Coach J.D. Salinas of the Edinburgh High Lady Bobcats. Three-pointer, no good. Alyssa Salas picking up the loose ball. Salas driving with a right hand, looking for Hernandez. Loose ball. Cervantes tried saving that one.
Got a different crew calling the second half, or was I not paying attention earlier?
It looks like the same crew to me.
Oh, yes, it is. My bad.
Cantu's three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Moreno. Moreno gets it out to Salas. Portillo over to Cervantes. Coach Marco Hinojosa just now making an appearance. Cervantes, layup no good. I was telling Joe that when I got here first thing this morning, it was Luis Gonzalez and Fermin Lucio and Coach Monsiváis was here early, Coach Epperson.
Mm-hmm.
I said it's like a family reunion of sorts. You know, all the coaches are here, and you can kind of just catch up with everybody all at once.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to see a whole bunch of our colleagues and watching our kids play together. You know, that's what the All-Star games are all about, you know. But yeah, I mean, remember, I didn't get to go to the Island. I watched it on Rio Sports, though, the Best of the Best.
Oh, right, the showcase.
The showcase at the Island. I saw it online.
Tejerina's shot off the mark, rebounded by Cervantes. Pushing it across mid-court, swings it out to Salas from the corner, stops, gets it to Moreno, turnaround. No good, Hernandez, that's a turnover into the hands of Tejerina, now trying to push it. Good communication with her and Cantu, count the layup for 2. Little Edinburgh combo right there. Timeout taken by Coach Rebecca Valdez. Coach, you're talking about the showcase over at SPI.
Yeah, I was saying I wasn't able to make it out there. And then I went to the showcase, the Viper showcase. Obviously, that's in town. It's in Edinburgh. It's pretty quick.
Right.
You know, didn't take me but 5 minutes to get there from my from my home.
Right, opposed to an hour.
Yeah, of course. And from Edinburgh down here to Brownsville. Like I said, I wasn't able to make it to the clinic yesterday. We actually had school yesterday.
I know. My parents were at work.
Yeah. So, and then it was just a busy day. We had some middle school games going on campus also that the athletic director's office needed a facility. And while I was there, of course, and willing to help out. They do so much for us too, so.
Yeah.
So I didn't want this, you know, I know Deja's here. Of course, Julissa Santa Maria was selected to play in the All-Star game. So was Annika. But they chose not to participate, which, you know, I get it. You know, you're a senior already. Basketball ended months ago, you know.
Right.
But to come out here, I mean, Deja's playing. And each of those 3 girls were varsity basketball players since their freshman year, you know. Done so much for us in our program, you know.
Yeah, those 3 were very instrumental, and you know, as a trio, they were very good. They won a lot of basketball games together.
Oh yeah.
And talking about the past and fired up about your future with girls like Maddie Martinez, Anaya Coleman.
Well, it's going to be it'll be interesting. You know, it certainly is exciting to know that we have people coming back. But I'm going to give a lot of credit to George Olvera, my assistant. I mean, we've been coaching for a long time together, and he says it all the time, and it's extremely true. We try to let the kids know that every year is different. Just because we've been here before doesn't mean we're going to get there again. You know, it takes a lot of hard work. And more importantly, they got to, you know, do well in the classroom, be good kids, be great daughters to their parents. You know, things will fall into place.
Substitutions coming in the ball game. Alyssa Flores from San Benito checking in. 3-pointer from Cervantes, no good. Tejerina fighting for the loose ball, picks it up, has the Lady Cougar open. She's going to take it herself for the layup. 42-27. The West squad starting to pull away here in the third period. 4.5 to go. Salas puts up a 3. Portillo with a rebound. Cervantes thought about it.
East team needs to get a score in this possession, man. Leads start to extend outside of 15. It gets, not that the game's pulling away from you because there's still a lot of time left, but it's hard to see the scoreboard and you see it's more than 15 points, you know. You get a bucket here or a 3-point shot, it makes a world of a difference on what you see.
They're going 5 in and 5 out on the West squad. It's Coach Randy Bocanegra.
Go up.
Cervantes shot no good. You know, talking about Brownsville Hannah and the venue we're in, I know when I would cover games at the old gym in both volleyball and in basketball, opposing coaches hated going there. And like it's such a tough place to play. And from the volleyball side, a couple years ago, Hannah was very good, and those kids would pack the place. Of course, pre-COVID, right?
Yeah. So I remember we one of our volleyball teams. Actually, a couple of times I played Hannah in the playoffs by district first round. And speaking from experience as well, we played Brownsville Hannah, I think 2 years in a row in the first round of the playoffs. Yeah, it was very difficult, especially, you get a whole lot of people in there. But
very tight-knit.
Yes.
Very tight-knit gym, and there's no bench is the thing. There's no bench. You're in the bleachers.
You're sitting on the bleachers. That's correct.
And not only that in volleyball, but in basketball, the rims were a little different. The lighting was dim. I was like, well, I can agree on the lighting, because I know when I would take pictures, I'm like, it's hard to shoot in a dim gym. But as far as the rims, I'm like, I don't know, but
yeah, but Hannah deserves this. The coaching staffs deserve this.
And why not break it in with an all-star game, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
Because the season was well and done when this baby opened, and I remember talking with Coach Guess and Coach Gonzalez, and they're like, it's almost done. We're fixing a couple more things, and it's like, not gonna be in time for basketball season.
Yeah, I'm sure the alumni from Hannah are thinking like, why didn't we ever have this?
Yes, but it always works out that way.
Yeah, of course.
Sprinting down the court, picking up the loose ball, layup with the right hand, almost got that one to go. There's Osorio from PSJA.
I'm telling you, those PSJ girls, man, constantly running the floor.
Sinks the first free throw. 2.5 to go here in the third. Portillo checks in for Cervantes for the East squad. Second free throw. And it's good.
That was kind of close, but I think it was the right call.
Portillo to inbound in front of the East bench. Guarded by Andrea Molina. Kicked that one out to Flores. Loose ball picked away by the West squad. Back into the hands of the East squad is Guzman from Rivera. And another turnover. Back on the other end comes the West. And a whistle on Sidney Portillo. Earlier in the day, we saw the sub 6A girls. Rio Hondo's Natalie Martinez is going to be going to TLU.
Really?
So, yeah, she's going to be joining Jayla Santa Maria for basketball, yeah.
Nice. I didn't know that. Okay. Good old Jayla. I think Jayla's probably one of the most humble people I've known.
Right.
In all my coaching career.
You would have never known.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I mean,
if she had all those accolades, you'd have never known.
She's very humble, but she's still a clown.
Yeah, in a good way.
Yeah, no, of course.
If you know, you know, right?
She's just a whole lot of fun. Very honest. Team first, you know. Poor kid. I mean, I feel she came in her freshman year and we basically rode her shoulders the whole way, you know. Since her freshman year, she was our go-to player. And, you know, we made the playoffs her freshman year. We weren't expected to. I think we were predicted to come in 6th in the Coaches Association.
Mm-hmm.
And big shot, Andrea.
Deep 3 from Andrea Molina.
I think TABC had us ranked 6th in the district also. We ended up making the playoffs. Well, and we weren't expected. And Brownsville veterans, Jordan Rudd, from Brownsville veterans, you know, we played those guys in the first round and we lost. Second time, Jayla's sophomore year, get into the playoffs again. And I want to say we were tied with Randy, I think, and for the runner-up. And somehow, I think we lost the flip, and then we ended up playing Brownsville veterans again at EHS, and I think we played a better game this time around, but we came up short again. And then Jayla's junior year, I mean, shoot, we were rolling. We were playing extremely well. You know, we were district champs. We play San Benito in the first round.
At home.
At home, and we lose. I mean, nothing was going for us, man. Whoa.
Behind the back pass, Molina. Well, that's what these fans are paying to see is a little trickery like that.
It's an all-star game, man. Let's have a little fun.
Andrea Molina of Edinburgh Vela. I remember that game against San Benito. I mean, to San Benito's credit, they just came in and shot lights out.
Oh, yeah, I think they made like 9 threes that day.
Michaela Garcia, Miranda Vallejo. And one!
See what I'm saying?
She's tough as nails.
When you're feeling it, it just seems like everything's going, you know? The momentum just continues to go forward. But yeah, that game against San Benito, man, like they were hit some threes off the glass. I mean, we couldn't hit a layup. We couldn't make free throws. We couldn't do a lot of things. And I remember Jano like looking into it, like looking at us during timeouts, like, what's going on? And we really just didn't have an answer. It just wasn't our day.
Right.
And then the following year, we won district and finally got the monkey off our shoulders and got past the first round. But unfortunately, we had a lot of obstacles that were going on that year towards the end of the season. And that's when Annika got hurt towards the end of the season. We had some, just a lot of other distractions that were taking place that were out of our control, you know. And we ended up playing Laredo United in the second round, and we lost that one. And that was good.
Does it count?
I think so.
It's 50-27. They said the basket counts.
Yeah.
Let's go back and look at that replay. 3 seconds, 2, 1. That's close. That's close. On the other side of the break, we head to the fourth quarter. You're watching Real Sports Live.
Uniforms, etc. You're gonna find the opportunity to purchase the best high-quality scrubs. Soon after I learned about how the EDC was helping out the community, and so I did meet with Ms. Castillo. She made it very easy, very friendly, and she walked me every step of the way. I couldn't have done it without their help.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
A piece of cake by Ibarras in Harlingen is a sweet stop.
Welcome back to Brownsville. Hannah, let's look at the that last replay. Shot clock there on the game clock there on the bottom. Basket counted. And away we go in the fourth quarter. The Class 6A girls RGVCBA All-Star game. We got one more game coming up, and that's on the boys' side for the Class 6A.
That's what the east side is going to need to be doing. Anything's possible, but you got to find a way to get to the basket. There's no need to be shooting three-point shots right now, even if you see the score so high. You need to get high percentage shots. Maybe you get a three-point play. But if you can make free throws and have the stop clock as often as possible, you can make it a 10-point game with 3 minutes left in the game or something, you know. Of course, you got to play defense too. So.
Tejerina pushing the ball. Swings it out. Three-pointer. Swoosh.
That's big by Garza.
Garza drills the three. 55-28. Portillo kicks it out to Salas. She spots up a three. Airballed. Fighting for the loose ball was for Cervantes. Tejerina pushing up the ball. Got a story for you on Daisha. She's got a real sense of humor, and I'm sure you know that.
Oh my God!
Three-pointer
yes,
off the mark. Cervantes pushing it back up across midcourt. Ball nearly picked away. So where I'm down there at the showcase practice at the Island, right? And not all the girls showed up, and Daisha was there, and they were picking their teams and getting ready for a scrimmage, and Daisha's squad needed one more person. And I'm fixing my camera, and she's like, "Hey, Kev." I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "You want to come in and be our big?" I'm not the biggest guy in the world, obviously, but Daisha's like, "You want to come in and be our big?" I was like, "Very funny."
Like, 4 years of high school basketball, never missed a practice.
Wow. That's incredible.
Oh, yeah.
It's a rare thing. .643.
Her freshman year, she played varsity volleyball, and by the time she got to us, you know, it was hard to get an understanding because she wasn't in the off season, you know, so she was kind of behind, if you can imagine, you know.
Right.
She didn't really get a whole lot of playing time until like December, January. That's when she started playing a lot more, and then she's decided to stick to basketball and doing some track. She even played softball one year, sub-varsity. Yeah, she's just a good kid, but knew her role, you know. Her sophomore year, she was starting a whole lot. We get closer to the playoffs, and then she comes off the bench at the playoffs. You know, she's just a really good teammate, man. And you know, when I watch film, I'm watching not just the game or the good play or the bad play, but I want to see everybody's expressions, you know. When we score, when we do something wrong, how do they pick up their teammates? Are they excited for their teammates on a big play? You know what I mean?
There's Daisha right there. Gets a good pass from Dylan Cantu in transition. Extends the lead 59-28.
Yeah, and Daisha's one of those kids, man. Like, somebody else scores and she'll be the first one off the bench cheering, you know. And not just like a little clap here and there, like emotionally involved in the game. And that's what I'm saying about, you know, being a great teammate, having the spirit for your team, you know. Certainly something we're going to miss, but I'm hoping the younger girls notice that, you know, that if there's something you can learn from your from your upperclassmen, it's be that girl, be that good teammate, man. You need that.
And for your sophomore bunch or your freshman group, really, the Coleman group, you know, what an experience this past year was, and you know they got a bite of the apple and what a good playoff run means. But I mean, you still have a couple of juniors coming back. Genesis Hall will be back next year.
Well, Jen will be a senior. Genesis Hall, Larissa Martinez, Marlisa Mendoza will be seniors, and then we got Lucero Jimenez, Tara Moreno will be juniors. And those girls are also, man. I mean, they're great kids. They understand their role too. They know where we stand. We know they know what's expected from us, from them. But you know, we're just very blessed to be able to have some kids that are on our varsity that work their way from underclassmen to seniors, you know, and they know what the program entails. They know what we're about. You know, by the time they're upperclassmen, they're kind of doing their own thing. You know what I mean? They through us, right? But
right.
We don't have to tell them much. We still try to put them in the right situations. And this group from the west side has picked it up a whole lot this quarter, compared to, you know, the second group from the west side has been a lot of transition and quick points, and this group was taking a little bit of, you know, offensively was struggling.
It's the free throw to go. So a timeout on the court. We'll take a timeout up here. You're watching Real Sports Live.
Time for specialty cakes made to order. Sweetbread, cookies, pies, or how about cupcakes? Add a piece of cake by Ibarra's, try a Texas-style cinnamon roll, or how about some tamales? Wedding cakes, graduations, you dream it and they can make it. The best in town is a piece of cake by Ibarra's in Harlingen.
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
Hi, my name is Angela Rodriguez, and I am one of the owners here at Main Street Boutique and Bistro. We heard about the rent subsidy grant, so we contacted.
Welcome back to Real Sports Live. Kevin Aro, JD Salinas. Coach Marco Hinojosa has joined us in the past on broadcast. Clarissa Arredondo, Brian Molina a couple years ago. So always good to have coaches on and just share their input and have good chats, especially in an all-star game like this where you can just cherry pick these kids and just talk about what they can do. And
you know, I think first of all, thank you, Kevin. I don't know if I'll ever do this again or what, but you ask any of my coaches or my former athletes or even current athletes, I talk too much, man. So if I go back and listen to this cast, man, I'm gonna be like, man, you just shut up.
It's good stuff.
No, but I'll tell you what. You know what would actually be pretty cool, man? What if the All-Star game turns into like the NBA, where you select Randy Bach and Becca Valdez. Well, actually not Valdez anymore. Littleton now. Congratulations to her and coach.
The newlyweds.
Yeah, man. Awesome people, man. They're super friendly. Support each other.
Right, and Will just got the head job at PSJ Memorial too.
Yeah,
so
congratulations to him too.
Are you thinking some kind of draft maybe?
That's what I was trying to say.
A lottery?
Like, can you so in the BCA we every head coach, and you got to be a member of the BCA in order to nominate players, right? So everybody nominates their players, and then the head coaches are selected by the BCA also, right? So you got Coach Bach's staff, and then Becca's staff over here. And then see if you can find a way to, these are the kids that were nominated, and then you can pick and choose, I don't know, it'd be hard to get together and practice. You got a kid going to go to Brownsville to go practice on a Tuesday night or a Wednesday night.
Right.
That would be very difficult. I get it, but maybe on a Saturday, shoot, they went all the way to the island to go practice.
They did, yeah. That deep three-pointer, no good. 65-30, the score with 4 minutes to go. We've toyed with that idea within the group of RSL. Let's have an all-star game. And I said, Joe, let's have a draft where we pick our coaches and they draft. So we were saying let's have a draft, but let's stream that draft live and the coaches. Why not? And like you just watch like you're watching the NFL draft or watching these kids get picked for the All-Star game. Like, that would be pretty neat. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be insane.
It would definitely change things up because we'll see at the showcase they mixed the blue and the West or the blue and the red team.
Coach John Ishii, Howard College, super good guy. Worked with Larry Tidwell at Lamar University and then at UTPA before he went back to his home state of Mississippi and then went to Pratt Community College and now is at Howard. And Deja will be fortunate to be able to play for him at Howard this coming fall.
That's good.
Yeah.
3-pointer made by Alyssa Salas. So Tejerina will be joining the college ranks along with Sydney Portillo, who signed at Our Lady of the Lake earlier this week. Not sure. Oh, and one counted and the foul. How about that play? Martinez from PSJA.
There's some Annika Science is going to be there with Coach Lane Lord at UTRGV this coming year. Deja, you mentioned Portillo there at the lake. And then the kid from Rio Hondo that's you mentioned, right? That's going to be at TOU.
Natalie Martinez, yes.
There's some really good girls coming out of the senior class. But, Jesus, that junior class is going to be pretty darn good also. The upcoming seniors.
Right.
I think Jones from
Saadi?
From Los Fresnos is a really great. She's going to be a good one. Does she play volleyball also?
No, but she does play softball.
Oh, okay.
She started a couple games at first base for Coach Tracy Blackman.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Okay, so, well, I mean, she's a heck of a basketball player too. And then of course Kayla, I don't know what she's going to do. She probably does do all three. I don't know.
Probably. A couple years ago, what this upcoming class is going to remind me of is Jayla's class. Because you had Emily Sines, you had Brie Pena, you had Jayla, and you had Jordan. I mean, that was about as loaded as senior class as you can get. And that's just off the top of my head.
Yeah. Speaking of multi-sport athletes, Rose Zapata. Dang, I didn't know she was a big-time soccer player until I read the newspaper. I was like, wow.
Well, how do I put this? Some will say she's an even better soccer player than she is a basketball player.
Well, you know what? I can see the soccer in her because all those kids from Harlingen are just super fast. And
that's what they told me. They're like, she's an even better soccer player. I'm like, man, when she bursted on the scene as a freshman, I was like, good grief. I was like, Kev, wait till you see her play soccer. Like, that's her sport. She's a soccer player. So one day to the next, Harlingen won the district. The following week, the Lady Cardinals soccer team won the district as well.
Yeah.
And then when I saw her at the showcase, I was like, didn't you just win district in basketball and then now you won it in soccer? She's like, yeah. I was like, wow. And one time I saw her, they played a basketball game and then went out to the soccer game later that night.
Wow, man. That's Lauren Vega from Vela does the same.
Right, it's incredible.
And you can see it in her. That girl, she never runs out of energy, man.
We'll see another girl that's going to be coming up through the ranks, and she's already, has plenty of varsity experience, is Athena Lenartz from Harlingen, where, they call her Teeny in softball. And I was like, when she came onto the scene as a freshman, like Rosa, they're in the same class. They're like, oh, no. You need to watch her play softball. She's a softball player. And I was like, what? Coach Josh Silva had her at shortstop. He had her at second base. He had her at center field.
Wow.
Coach refers to her as the ace in the hole. Put it that way. He goes, that is my ace in the hole right there, Athena Lenartz. I was like, wow. And it just amazes me. And, I was telling Joe earlier about this game. I was like, well, there may be a little bit of rust. And these kids just come out. They show no rust. And I was like, well, that shows you how much I know. Salas, three-pointer off the mark.
Once you get going, things start to. We always say, like, if you're not hitting shots, go get a layup, get to the free throw line, see the ball get through the net or go through the net, and all of a sudden they start falling.
50 seconds remaining in this one, 72-35. Yeah, I'm like, whoa, these kids, they've done it their whole lives.
Yeah.
Let's get up and go.
Dude, Morgan Perales from Weslaco.
Oh, absolute stud. She tore up that showcase.
Yes, yeah. A true post to the back to the basket type of post player. She's going to be a good one.
She was a sophomore.
Yeah. Yeah.
In 32-6A, so it's like, well, good luck. She's pretty darn good.
Yeah, we're scheduled with Weslaco also. You know, I just need to finalize with Ashley. I should probably go talk to Coach Mons before I leave. See what we're going to do about, you know, our game, because you got to remember last year. I mean, we've always played Harlingen. You know, one of the early games of the season.
Right.
And it's never easy, man. Like, I mean, one of us is going to win, one's going to lose, but you learn so much. You know,
you do.
And the kids learn about adversity and going through those runs, and you know, and then you get into regular tournament play, and that helps. But you know, with the COVID that took place and how it affected our schedules this year, we had to make a whole lot of changes. And so then we were playing Harlingen instead of that first Tuesday. We were playing them on Friday night, on the second Friday. You know how season starts on the Friday? They're allowed to play first weekend, and but we would always play Tuesday. So it kind of affected us, and then of course, you know, a team gets COVID or something happens and schedules are having to be changed. Your volleyball team makes it to the playoffs. They're hosting. We hosted a second round playoff game, and so that kind of got hard. That was hard. Man, what a game, man. I'm so glad that these girls were able to play some basketball, give it one last shot, you know, end their high school careers. That's what it's all about. Just come out and have some fun.
That's the final score, 74-35. The West Side picks up the win. Getting ready for the MVP and the medal award ceremony here post-game, as we are full steam ahead to the final game of the day, the boys Class 6A game, getting ready to get going within the next hour. So 74-35, the final score. Coach J.D. Salinas, final thoughts?
Like I was saying at the end, it's just these games are all about having fun. I hope the kids don't feel or put so much pressure on themselves. You know, just building some memories. If for a long time they competed against each other, you know, some really tough games against, you know, physical games. And you go through the ups and downs of winning and losing. Now you have a chance to play together, you know, and build some memories. Years from now, they look back at it and hopefully they had a good time, but they get to have some great conversations.
So again, the final score, 74-35. We're going to wrap things up and get set for the boys Class 6A All-Star Game. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you, man.